Hi everybody, it's Kim here from Memories in Time. Today I'm going to share a scrapbook process video. I'm inspired by the current sketch at Let's Get Sketchy, and I will have that linked up down below, and at the end I will show that sketch. And to get started, I did do a little bit of prep work. I wanted to do, which is totally out of my element, a white page with I did some gold Heidi Swap misting, and I came back in with just a little bit of the berry. And the reason that I came back in with a little bit of the berry is I am using my mini mink, and I did a couple pieces on the mink mini with the real pretty pink, and so I wanted to pull that in, and that's why I chose to add that shade of misting. And so now let me show you the papers, and these were all just bits and pieces in my stash, and I honestly don't even, I think these papers are me and my big ideas, but I'm not sure because they were already torn out and just in my stash, and that's exactly what I'm using today. Everything I'm using are things that I've had in my stash for a very long time, and I've actually had my Mink Mini for a year, and now I'm forcing myself to use it. So what I'm doing is, these are the pieces of pattern paper that I have chosen to use today. And you'll see there's lots of gold and pinks and greens, and I'm scrapbooking this absolutely adorable picture. Sorry about the glare there, of my baby niece, Hadley Mae. This was a photo from this past Easter, and the photo is just a tad bit blurry, but I have to scrap it because just look at those hands and look at that face, and she's just like, oh, I am so ready to find that Easter bunny. So I want to scrapbook that today, and so now I am going to show you just a few of the things that I'm going to be using to embellish the page. This was a cut pocket card that I really liked that came, or well, it was in with that paper pack. I'm going to use just a little half piece of a pink doily. This embellishment came out of this, and I believe the flower that I'm going to use. And this piece came from a Maggie Holmes ephemera pack that I had. And then all of these other little bits and pieces that are foiled are Heidi Swap and I did those in the Mink Mini, and I did gold and the pink. And then also, I already showed you the fancy tag. I minked this Best Day Ever. I love this little one that says Adorbs. And then this cute little watercolor one that says Love This Face. And then I have a couple more arrows. So I'm ready to get started putting everything down now. And whenever I come back, we will have a finished page. And here I am just getting ready to put adhesive on all my papers. I do love using a little bit of a white matte on this picture because all of the papers, the different layers are all colored, and I just wanted the picture to stand out a little, so I did use just a little thin white matte. And I am just putting the layers down in a way that I think is pleasing to my eye. And I do love the little bits of gold, and I know you can see the way that gold is shimmering there. And whenever I adhere my pieces of paper, when I get them where I want them, I sort of leave them in that way, and then I just go back with my tape runner and put adhesive down, stick them down, and you see I'm kind of fiddling around just a little with that pink piece at the bottom. And I'm really happy with how these papers all look together. And there goes my photo being attached. And now I'm ready to start putting on all the different layers of embellishments. And I hope the light is catching there a little bit of that pink gold foil from the mink. I'm also adding just a little bit of a mint green and white striped twine. And you'll notice as I'm doing this to both tags, I actually cut my twine a little too short on the next tag, but I did want to add just a bit of twine. And I do apologize for my light. I have an LED light to the right there, and the inside center of the light has stopped working, and so that corner is kind of dark. And now I'm just layering on all the little embellishments and trying to place them where I want them to be. And here is where I fuss and fiddle just a little bit with getting everything placed. I really like how the foil from the paper and the foil that I used on all of the Heidi Swap little embellishment pieces all sort of pull together, and then how there's just a little bit of glitter here and there. And now I'm just using some glue dots to adhere the butterfly. I really like that little butterfly. That adds a cute little touch. And then I did choose to put that adorbs element right in the center of the flower. That flower, I know it's hard to tell in the video, that flower has just a hint of navy, and I thought maybe if I put the little mint green watercolor adorbs in there, it would take away from the navy and focus more on the green. And this is the tag that I actually kept my twine just a tad bit too short, and I fiddle just a little bit with that piece, and then I end up just deciding to tie it as opposed to looping it through. And I really should have just discarded it and cut a little bit longer piece, but I did not want to waste that little bit of twine. So I finally get it here and get that stuck down. Maybe in a second. There we go. I just decided that I'm going to tie it. And then I will be moving on. There we go. And then I'm moving on to adhering that. And then whenever I add the next embellishment, I'm searching right now for some dimensional foam. And I wanted to pop this next little embellishment up just a little. And now I'm sticking down my little clusters on the left side. Love those arrows. And I did choose arrows because if you notice on the pocket card, it says, love this so much, and there's that beautiful arrow that has the gold glitter heart over it. And so I did choose to use some arrows to sort of pull that together in the page. And I really, really am liking how this page is coming out. And I did use some dimensional foam on the back of that little embellishment, and that one says heart this face, and it's on a really cute little pink watercolor. And that is one of the Heidi Swap mink hearts. Now I'm just attaching the title card and getting everything else on the right side of the page taped down. I'm sorry that it's kind of gotten out of the frame. I love working on my close to my heart mat, and the bad thing about that though is whenever you're just using it when you scrapbook is your page will slide around just a little bit, but that multimedia mat is just absolutely fabulous to work with. Just wipes clean, and you can blend and paint and everything right on that mat, and it just wipes clean. And what you see I'm doing now is putting down some gold bling gems, and I'm just getting the base of some clusters going around here. And I did not want to overdo the gold, but I also wanted to pull everything together because there's a little sparkle of gold in all of the papers that I'm using. And now I'm pulling in some pink enamel dots and just trying to find the right placement for those. Can't decide. I'm so indecisive when it comes to these things. So I'm going to finish up with those pink enamel dots, and then I'm coming in with some green enamel dots. And in just a second, you'll see that I end up varying my sizes just a little. I do use
I started out using the same size on all of them, and then I decided I want to vary the size, and you'll see me add in just a little bit larger um, pink dots and green dots, and I just really like how that added just a little more dimension to this page. And again, I'm sorry that that lower corner is out of the frame. Still fiddling around with dots. And now I think I am ready to begin my journaling. And at the top, all I did, but this wasn't really a large enough little tag to document a lot. So I did just write in that it was Easter and it was at Gammy's house. I didn't even have enough room to put Gammy and Pat. And Hadley lives in Tennessee, so you'll see at the top when I write that in, I say that it took place in Kentucky. Hadley, like I said, lives in Tennessee with my brother, and we're in Kentucky. And she always comes home with my brother for holidays. So this was her second Easter in Kentucky. And right now I'm just drawing some journal lines before I get started. And here I am writing that it was Easter and in Kentucky, and that she was at Jimmy's house. And then whenever I journal, I just talk about how that she just has such fun whenever she comes to visit. And I did want to add just some journaling because I didn't want it to be hidden, and then I also feel like that it just adds a little more to that open space at the bottom of the page. And that is something that I am forcing myself to do more of whenever I'm creating pages now, is make sure that I hand journal. And this page will go into Hadley's book, and I'm just really happy with the way this page turned out. Very happy. And I do like making the word fun a little bold there.
And there you have it. That is my page, my take on the sketch that I will show you right at the very end of this, and I'll leave a link to that. It is the Let's Get Sketchy sketch for September week 4, and I did go in and add just a few clusters of some bling gems from close to my heart, and then just some recollections enamel dots. And I really like how this turned out. I'm still learning to be a fan of white pages with some inking and misting and spattering. So, but I do like how this turned out, and I love, love, love that picture of little Hadley. So thanks again, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will link everything up in the description box below. Thank you. Have a great day. See you next time.